Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli. Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast.
Incredible.
Wow.
So guys, we have a really cool episode today. You know, you can see by our outfits. Well,
some
most
of ours.
outfits.
Some people miss the message.
I thought it was a suggestion.
No,
Like,
yeah,
we
it was.
should. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to. I'm not like, hey guys, wear it.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Three of us.
yeah.
Three of us are wearing KMJTS, aka Kills Me Just the Same merch, which is our new original song, new
Yeehaw.
music video, new merch, all of that stuff.
Oh, I get it. Kyle, Michael Jordan, Thomas Sawyer.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Ignore that. And listen, we've been working on this for almost a year. It's
Very
a
long
huge
time.
project for us. We put so much into this. We really did put our hearts and souls into this.
Literally.
And in some cases, blood, sweat, and tears for reals.
Many tears.
Yeah,
and we pulled
guys.
this off while two different people in the group were giving birth that year. Which
Yeah,
is
it
a
was
feat.
a challenge.
To try to get everyone to record, everyone do their parts in the video, like that was really hard.
But we're going to go, this is the Kills Me Just the Same episode, and we're going to go through all the behind the scenes stuff. There's a lot because a lot went into this, so I think it's just a lot of fun stuff to tell you guys that we don't normally share with you guys.
Yeah,
So
this is so exciting.
I'm excited to actually let you guys in on, you know, the secrets behind the scenes.
Yeah, they're gonna like know what we do. That's fun.
So we'll be getting to that in just a minute. But before we get into that, you know, we have our other things. And I also have to say, if you want to see double the Cimorelli podcast episodes, you got to join our Patreon. The link is in the description. It is such a great Patreon, just saying. And you got double episodes. There's some really good episodes. I'm always like, man, this is not going on YouTube. Well, the patrons deserve it. But guys, there's so many good episodes on the Patreon. So if you love the Cimorelli podcast, you will love our Patreon. And I'm going to tell you, the episode that we just did on Patreon is we talked all about our health and fitness journeys and like our goals. Yeah, it was more like our goals and like how we plan to achieve them and stuff like that, which we've never really talked about before. So it was a really fun, interesting conversation. And then the next one that's going up on Patreon is we're talking about aging, getting older, you know, turning the big 30 or whatever the big number is for
I
you.
don't know who's doing that.
And what we think about it,
Quarter life crisis.
how we deal with it, what our opinions are. Do we hate aging? Do we dread it? Do we love it? Do we embrace it? Whatever. We get into all that. I think it's something that literally everyone can relate to. So it's going to be a
Anyone
great
who's
episode.
alive
Yeah.
would relate.
Sure. So you don't want to miss that one.
Is that for Benjamin Button? Okay, sorry.
So let's go into our
No,
breakfasts.
All right, well, I'll start things off. This morning, I made eggs.
Wow.
Don't get excited.
That means you
It's-
had a little bit of time, TBH.
Yeah. I had a small frying pan.
Don't get excited.
I put 3 eggs in it.
3?
I lightly scrambled them. Not really,
Protein.
just
3
barely.
eggs.
Just broke the yolks, really. You know, so it's kind of
Yes.
like a marble.
Yes.
A mosaic.
And I let it cook on low, so it basically went all the way through, and I just flipped it. You
Well,
know.
icon.
Yeah, and it was a perfect
legend.
circle because of the small frying pan. But I
Oh, I
literally
love
just
that.
put salt and pepper on it. No garnishes. No creme brulee. Cherries.
Creme
flambé.
brulee on
Whatever it
eggs?
is. Lauren's like torching her meals. I'm like, no.
Lauren
none
knows
of
what
that.
Chef Pat for breakfast.
No, none of that. Just
You know, with her pumpkin freaking
Yeah.
French toast waffle things. I don't
no,
know.
just good old fashioned eggs.
Good for you. That's nice.
Okay,
you.
so as you guys know, I'm pregnant right now,
I
and
actually forgot you were yesterday.
Me
Yeah,
too.
me too.
I, today
I
I, don't
realized
feel
I
like
left and I was
am
like,
at all.
I forgot.
I don't think about it at all.
Which is sketching me out.
So then you forget that you're
Yeah,
pregnant.
I don't feel pregnant right now at all, which hopefully that's not a bad thing. You know, could just be normal. So anyway, my schedule of eating is a little weird right now. Basically, I eat 2 breakfasts and then I have to like force myself to eat dinner, but I eat at like right when I wake up at like 7 or 6 something, and then I eat again at like 9 or 10. So I wake up and I basically just immediately have cereal, and then 2 hours later I'm starving. And then what I have is what I had this morning is hash browns with
Ooh.
an egg on top. Should have been 2 eggs though. And then with avocado and tahini. and it's one of my faves. And Barrett and I both love it, and we eat it together. And he's like, more the whole time, and he loves it. So that's
so
what I had
cute.
today.
Oh,
Wow.
what an icon.
Max actually made me breakfast, which I feel like normally I make.
Wow,
him.
brag,
No,
brag,
actually,
brag.
we switch off, but he made it, and I wasn't expecting it, so I was like, "You made me breakfast." Oh my god, that's so nice. He made me 2 fried eggs. I was like, "That's so nice." He made me 2 fried eggs, half of an apple, and a bagel. And coffee.
That sounds
We
nice.
always have
Yeah.
like some form of bagel and eggs and coffee. That's like our breakfast staple. So yeah, it was very nice.
So basically, he just added an apple.
Yes.
Okay.
We've been getting
Guys.
into apples lately too.
They're
Throwing a
great.
When you get
Great
into
for
apples.
digestion. Great for regularity.
I had
Love
a very
it.
strange breakfast. No, it wasn't that strange, but it was kind of shameful to me.
Shameful.
Even though it doesn't sound that
Interesting.
crazy, I
I
just kinda
guarantee
like,
it's fancier than whatever I did.
A
No,
side
no,
of
no.
vengeance.
I made an egg. Okay, normal. I made a bagel with jam, but then I also had tortilla chips and queso.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what was the reasoning for that?
So it was
I
breakfast.
don't know.
Breakfast, but it was also
Right.
Tuesday night at a bar.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Because I didn't have anything else to eat, and I saw the queso, and I was like, "Oh, I'll eat that." But it was just kind of weird. I was like,
I feel
"Why
like
am I
that was-
doing this?"
Look, if it was salsa, okay.
no, it was
Honestly,
like
I
also
feel like
breakfast cheese.
You could put
Yeah.
queso on eggs. That would be kind of like hollandaise.
That
sauce.
would make my
Okay,
stomach
stop.
hurt. Yeah, because I
So
don't
I
want to
guess
hear
I
about
kind of
it.
did eat it with the egg. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that's like you put cheese on
No,
eggs.
no.
Similar.
I don't know. I
know
just
about
don't want to
that.
hear that vibe.
Yeah.
It just makes my stomach confused.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
thinking about it.
Huh.
Well, I did not have exactly the same thing. Okay. The last week, I
wow.
don't know. I just had this phase where I'm trying to get a little bit more vegetables. So I added some onions and some spinach to my eggs.
Good job.
Good for you.
And then I
Amy.
had
Get those
avocado
veggies.
toast.
Get
Well,
those
apparently
veggies.
it's not
goat
giving me
cheese.
any avocados.
No!
Wait, what?
Okay.
I don't
want to hear about
Guys,
that.
I need
Wait,
to
wait,
tell you
wait,
something
what?
shocking.
There's an avocado ban or something.
That ain't right.
The avocados
Amazing.
are in danger. I don't know what the
Probably by the
That is
time
literally
this is
gonna ruin
out,
my
they'll
life.
be not
We need
really
to
here
save
anymore.
them.
No, that's
Wait,
not
From
real.
Mexico.
That
Why?
will
'Cause they're
ruin my
recalled?
life.
I heard
No,
something.
I don't know.
I don't know the
why.
details.
Okay, let's move on.
But also I'm kind of getting over avocado toast because I've had it like every day for like a year. So
That's good.
Oh, no.
So, guys, let's go on to our 5 perspectives, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So, of course, everything's kills me. It's the same theme today besides the breakfast one because that's impossible. So, the
Share
question,
a new near-death experience. No, I'm just kidding.
the question is, what is your fave kills me it's the same lyric?
oh,
Oh.
I feel like this is a little difficult for me.
every lyric is so good. I'm not to be a kiss up, but like
Wait, I always say, how does the second verse start? I always have to ask Luna.
tell me you're happy, but I know
No,
it's not true.
that's
No.
the first one.
I can never
I know
remember.
this can't,
Can't last.
last. No, wait. All this can't last because I know this is not you.
Oh,
Erase the past,
but I still
I
know
was
that
gonna
it
say
haunts
that's
you.
probably my favorite.
That's one of my
Really?
faves.
Oh.
Yeah, that just
Wow.
stick. I just got chills as we said it for some reason.
Wait,
the lies I tell myself
good one.
convince me to stay on this ship that's sinking is just
That's what I was gonna
breathtaking.
say.
I know. I think it's a second pre for me. I
That's
always like the word sting. I don't know why. I love I never use
You
it,
love, like,
and I
violent
love that
metaphors,
word. So
kind
I
of.
like the wounds you left. Yeah, they're still stinging.
Oof.
It's just like really
Too
paints
good.
a picture.
It paints a picture.
I like that you said stinging because I feel like we were talking about this. Like it could have been like bleeding or something something different, but like stinging is kind of
like,
different.
ooh.
And
It is.
It's more
It's unique.
painful, TBH too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
think
like,
of a wound
ooh,
that's
ow, I'm
stinging.
stinging.
Ah.
Yike.
I don't feel like I can pick one. I'm literally
I
sitting there
know.
going through the whole song in my head. I'm like, they're all good. Like,
Okay.
I just thought of like 6 different ones. And I was like,
I also like how the first verse goes into the chorus, like the lines go together. Like I close my eyes, it's too hard to watch you choke on the words you're saying.
oh, I
Like,
didn't get that.
Oh yeah, that's actually really cool.
Iconic.
Yes.
I
Wow.
didn't even think about that. 'Cause it
Okay.
just flowed.
So my favorite section is what you basically already just said, which is
Wait, I will say that I like. Sorry, cut you off. I close my eyes because it's just too hard to watch you. It's not even like
yes
by
I
itself.
know.
It's such a like
Is it
crazy
just because of the
picture.
vocalist who
but
sang
when I
that part
think
that really got
yeah,
to you?
no.
Yes.
When I think of it, I'm like,
oh my god,
like
It's
the
so
feeling
true.
of that.
Yeah.
it hurts. It
it
hurts.
hurts
It seems like we
deep.
like the same parts the most because when I think of my fave parts, it's I close my eyes because it's too hard to watch you. The wounds you left me, they're still stinging. The lies I tell myself convince me to stay on the ship that's sinking, and then
So
of
the first
course,
Oh, the knife line.
and of course the knife.
Oh,
Oh.
Yes,
I knew you were gonna
and
say
then
that.
of course, the line that originally just got
Hooked
me
you?
when we first heard it was
stabbed you.
wait.
I don't know
I
how
don't
many
know.
times I can.
I don't
fall.
know how many times I can fall onto your knife, but if I leave you, it kills me just the same.
So clever.
When I first heard
So
that,
clever.
when Lauren played us the demo, I was just like,
What?
Did you mix two metaphors together? in
I
that?
did.
Lauren. Okay, I
we're
don't
going
think I
into
even
that
made
later.
that connection.
we're getting into it.
okay.
In this, let's go to the next part then. Okay,
Yeah,
so
wow, I didn't even make
this
that connection.
This
until
takes
now.
us right into our main topic, which is we're going to tell you about the song, the video, and the merch, and we're going to start with the song. So while we're already talking about it, what's the story, the song meaning? Start with that.
Okay. Well,
Guys, this is so exciting and
this
fun.
is
We
what
never
I
get to do
realized.
this.
we
I'm
didn't get
sorry.
to do it. We could.
Well, I mean, we just never
We
did
did this
it.
for Sad Girls Club.
Yeah, we
Okay,
literally.
So
That was like 3
while
years
this
ago.
song is about one specific situation, upon like living it out further, I realize it's really about so many situations in my life that have been the exact same thing.
Ugh.
Where it's like I'm watching. It's making me emotional.
Oh, bless.
It's like watching someone kind of like self-destruct right before your eyes, and their own self-destruction
Ugh.
is affecting you, but you love this person so much and they're so close to you, they mean so much to you, that as much as they're causing you so much pain, it would hurt just as much to leave them, because you don't know, like, are they gonna be okay without me? Like, they need me, but then it's like you can't really do anything anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's such a lose-lose.
Ugh.
Both outcomes hurt equally, and it's just this sense of true like powerlessness and despair.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
That was really well described.
Really well
Wow.
described.
straight from the soul.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we really captured with the music video,
Oh!
is the despair, which we'll get to that later,
Oh.
but just
Yeah.
that video
Wow.
Dang.
gets me.
So it is like an anthem for a toxic relationship. But I feel like toxic relationship, the phrase, sometimes it's just you hear that and you just, I don't know, it's almost like it's overused.
It
Not
is.
like it's wrongly used, but just like used a lot.
We've become desensitized.
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
kind of what I'm feeling like. But if you really think about like the way that Lauren just said it, yeah, it can really be a lot of different relationships. It's not just be romantic. I mean, people have talked a lot about their friends that are completely toxic.
Oh,
Family members, friends, romantic. I don't think there's anything other than that, is there?
Oh yeah,
coworkers.
when I
mean,
yeah, when I
that's
first
a
heard it,
boyfriend.
like, I feel like the relationships, some of the ones I related to the most for the song were friend relationships.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think the
I-
thing that like you get from the song, I don't know if you guys got this, but like, well, I think you probably did, but like, I feel like there's so much you can tell, even though she doesn't say this directly in the lyrics, but like, there's so much love for that person.
Yeah.
She cares deeply about that person. And that's why it hurts so bad, because of the care. It's not just like, because a lot of the songs about toxic relationships are like, screw you, I hate you.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
rah.
no,
But
this
this
is
is
not
just like
that.
very,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of love there too.
Yeah, because that's what
why it
people.
hurts.
That's what makes it so hard to like get out of them too. Is
Yeah,
like,
because if you're
you
just like,
love them.
I hate you, bye, then it's like, it's easy to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
It's not so painful.
Yeah.
But that's not what this is.
Yeah. Oof.
So since we were talking about the lyrics and then you were kind of pointing some things out, anything else of the lyrics that you want to point out?
Did you wrote all the lyrics, right, Lori?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
We can do the breakdown. You can point things out in the breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do you want to recite?
I do recall them, so yeah.
This is like a spoken
Okay.
word poem.
If
I
you
can
forget,
recall
you
the
can just look
first
at the back
easily.
of Catherine's shirt.
Tell me you're
Yeah.
happy.
I feel like a lot of them are pretty self-explanatory, but I'll see if anything comes up. So it starts with the chorus lyrics, and I know I should walk away, but I'll follow you down to the grave. I don't know if people get what I mean by that, but it's kind of saying like, I'll follow you anywhere, even if you are leading me down a horrible path, because I just like, I can't leave you. Like, kind of like
You'll
just
follow
like
them
I
until
do
it kills
anything for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I always thought you meant like their grave, like if they died.
Okay.
that
I mean
too,
that
wow.
too,
Till
but
it
what
kills
I
you
meant
or
was
them.
more my
Your
own
own
grave.
grave.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Like,
interpret.
I'll
That's
follow
so
you
interesting.
till it kills me.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I can fall onto your knife, but if I leave you, it kills me just the same. So we were saying before that's kind of like two metaphors. Like people say like, oh, you're falling on your sword.
Oh,
Isn't
But
that
then
like taking the fall for someone else?
it can be.
That's what the metaphor typically means,
Yeah.
but you're kind of
but
getting
then
a
it's
different
like
meaning
I'm
here.
kind of saying like I'm voluntarily like falling onto your knives as you stab me in the back because like I know this is what you're doing. Like I'm aware that that's what's happening. So it's like, yeah, it's like it doesn't exactly make sense what the metaphor actually is. It's kind of like I made a new metaphor with it. And
Well,
then
but you
makes
didn't say fall on
sense.
your sword, so it's like
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
that.
it's like a spin-off of the metaphor.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I think it's interesting because you're saying falling. You're not just saying being stabbed by
Yes,
you.
it's like I'm
You're saying
choosing to
I'm
do this.
falling. Not I don't know how many more times you can stab me. It's like
Yeah.
I can basically let myself
Yeah.
participate in the
It's
stabbing.
like you're not stabbing me in the back anymore. You're stabbing me in the front, and I
I'm
can
allowing
see it,
it to
and I'm
happen.
letting it happen.
Oh.
Yeah, this is
And-
awareness
yeah.
of the toxicity.
sad.
But if I
Sad.
leave you, it kills me just the same as you stabbing me.
True, because you're gonna die sooner or later from the stabbing.
Yeah, it kills
Just
you
either
either
way,
way.
you gonna die.
And then the first
Oh.
verse, tell me you're happy, but I know that it's not true. So
Pretty easy.
they're
Yeah,
saying,
makes
I'm
sense.
so happy, everything's great. And you're like, that's not true. Your life's falling apart. I close my eyes because it's just too hard to watch you. So that is like its own line in itself of just like kind of just being in denial. Like, I don't want to see this happening. I'm going to try to pretend that it's not happening. Then it goes into the next line. I close my eyes, it's too hard to watch you. Choke on the words you're saying. We both know they have no meaning. Like, they're just giving you all these empty promises. Like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Or like, you just don't really believe anything they're saying. And it's like,
And you know they
it's
don't
too
believe
hard
it
to
either.
watch you do that too. It's
Yeah.
too hard to watch you just like lie to me when it's like,
Well, and you're addressing that you know that they know that they're lying. They're not even
Yes.
believing it either. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we both know
Yeah.
they have no meaning. Oof.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that before.
and then never long before you leave me again. They're
Self-explanatory.
kind of
Person's
in
like
and
in and out
out.
of your life.
And then it's the chorus, I explained. And then the second verse, all this can't last because I know this is not you. Like, it wasn't always like this. Like, you're just in a dark time. Like, this isn't going to go on forever. Like, this is not you. Which is kind of like, it's like something that keeps you holding on because you're like, oh, it's not you. It's not you. Like, I just need to get you back.
Yeah, yeah, or like how people spend so much time trying to like get back to the beginning part of a relationship when things were so great, but now
Yeah.
it's like totally different.
And most toxic relationships start out like really good.
Yes.
Because like, why else
Of
would
course.
you
Well,
be there?
Yeah, and that's a moment of love of like you're seeing the good. You're like, I know
Yes.
deep
I
down
know
you
you're
have all
good.
this stuff inside of you that's so good. Like, where is it? Come on,
Yeah.
let it out.
That's
Yeah.
so sad.
I thought you were saying in that the stuff they're doing where they're like, I'm so happy and everything's perfect, whatever. You're like, that can't last. Because I know it's not you. It's going to come crashing down. That's what I heard
That's
when I heard
interesting.
it.
I mean,
Oh,
that
wow.
that
Like,
works
it's going to
too.
come crashing down sooner or later is what I
Wow,
heard
a
from that.
twist.
Wow. Okay. And then,
Wow.
wait, I know it's not you. Erase the past, but I still know that it haunts you. It's like
You can't erase your
you're
past.
trying to pretend like nothing happened,
Yeah.
but it did. Or you're trying to act like, oh,
You've
who
always
you
been
are
this
now
way.
is always how you've been.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
no,
true.
like you weren't always stabbing me in the back. That's not true. The wounds you left, yeah, they're still stinging.
Still
Yeah,
hurts.
still
pretty
hurts.
sad.
The lies I tell myself convince me to stay on the ship that's sinking. So again, that's just more of like the denial, like trying to talk yourself into why, like, oh, it's okay. Well, maybe they'll change. Well, there's this little tiny sign that like maybe things are okay. But you're on a sinking ship. You're watching it sinking, but you're lying to yourself, and that's why you're still on the ship.
Yeah, you're like living off of crumbs that there's.
And then it's the chorus again, and then the bridge is, and we go down the same road every time, but I keep on putting this car in drive.
Oof.
So it's like,
taking accountability.
I know where we're gonna go every time, but for some reason I keep getting in the car and driving there anyway. Like,
Doing it.
maybe it'll be different, but like,
It's really
It's not.
a lot of awareness, which I like.
yeah.
You're just like, I know this is so bad. Which a lot of songs aren't necessarily saying that. You need songs for different times, you know. Sometimes it's just like, oh, stop the pain, stop hurting me. But this one's like, I know what I'm getting into. Yeah. And I cannot get away. I can't stop.
Yeah, and there's like that little bit of denial, but like not really.
Yeah.
You're just like, wow, this is horrible.
Oof.
And I'm holding on to the edge of your rope, and it's slipping through my fingertips, and I'm losing grip, but I can't let you go. So that is interesting to me because it's like kind of also a play on like people like, I'm at the end of my rope. Yeah. It's like, I'm holding on to the end of your rope. Originally, I wrote it as end, but Lisa's saying it as edge, so we just kept that.
You just changed it?
Yes. Because we didn't have time to re-record it.
Like, edge works too.
We didn't have time to re-record it because you were out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. This is not the first time.
You were giving birth, right? Is that what that's
Yeah,
this is not the first time this has happened where we record something and we're like, they changed a little, let's just keep it.
Because it still makes sense.
It makes the same meaning.
Yeah, edge and end of the rope, same thing.
I wish I said end of your rope.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dang.
It still works.
Wow.
I honestly didn't know she said edge. I thought she
It
said
still has
end.
the same
I
It
meaning.
didn't know
kind
I
of
said
sounds like
edge.
you're saying end too.
Yeah, it's like I'm holding on to
Let's just pretend I said
the
end.
very
But the edge
end
makes
of this
sense.
rope, and it's like it's slipping through my fingertips. I'm losing grip. But I can't let you go. It's like
Even though you're falling.
I'm slipping and falling off, but I won't let go, even though clearly I'm about to be off the end of the rope. Like,
Yeah, it's running out.
it's just like that kind of like cognitive dissonance.
You know what's funny is when you say you're on the end of your own rope, that means like I'm holding on to a rope that's supporting me. So actually, it's almost like you're both holding on to this end of the rope. Like, because of this person's bad situation, then it's like you're both dangling.
Ah.
It's weird. Like, they're not holding it. Like,
Yeah.
you're both. It's so
that's
interesting.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it's just the chorus after that.
Wow.
Wow.
No.
That is a lyrical.
That
wonderful.
is why those
Wonderful.
lyrics are
Yeah.
really, really
I'm
stunning
really proud of
and
that.
Thanks,
beautiful.
guys.
Yeah,
Great
it
work.
really hits. We all just instantly related when we heard it, and we are all just like,
So good. I think we cried. I think I
We-
cried when I first
'Cause
heard it.
have
It's like-
to do this.
Even though it's so specific to like how I was feeling in that situation, like it's so universal. That feeling, like
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
matter what, like you were saying, no matter what the relationship is, like
Yeah.
it's the same feeling.
Well, you know what it makes me think of is if you guys have seen, I know some of you guys have seen Stranger Things. I think it was the last season where like Billy is the brother and like he gets overtaken by this like force and he turns into like almost like an evil version of himself.
Yeah.
And I think it was
100%.
11 is like he's like on
No,
the
the
ground.
sister.
Like, was it his sister?
The
I thought it
ginger.
was 11.
No, she's like, Billy.
Yeah, and she's like
Right?
grabbing him. She's like, Billy. It's like she's like, I know you're in there. I know it, and like she won't let him go. I like
that's
how she's thinking
crazy.
of that. That's what I think of
That's
when I
so
think of this
sad.
song.
Oh,
I didn't watch that because it was too scary.
Oh,
but that
so
exact thing you're talking about that I've seen in other movies where it's like, I know you're in there. If you could just like wake up from the spell type of thing,
so
is the same
sad.
thing I'm thinking of that I feel like a lot of people think of. They're just like, if I could just wake them up, like maybe things will be different. If they'll just come back to how they used to be, maybe
Yeah.
they'll like love me again and treat me the way they were treating me again. Maybe our relationship can go back to what it was. And that's such a thing that everyone does. We're like, if I could just
Yeah.
change them with the power of my love.
Yeah.
Tell me why that made me want to watch Wonder Woman.
I love Wonder
Connection.
Woman.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
one.
So
I
good.
haven't
Second
seen
one.
either of them.
I love the second one. Anyway,
Oh, I haven't seen the
sorry.
second
I
one. I need to
haven't
watch it. Okay, so we're gonna go to the video and we're gonna bring in a special guest, aka Ariel, our assistant. So let's switch things up for 1 sec, and
right
it'll be
back.
1 sec for you guys. It will be longer for us.
We'll
and
BRB.
then it'll be
Ready?
like this.
Let's
Snap.
count down to it. 1,
One,
2, 3.
We're
Back.
back.
We're
It's magic.
back. So you guys, you've already met Ariel. I think we said
Hello.
Ariel.
Don't you
in
say
the
your
other
name
video.
Ariel though?
Yeah,
No,
but
it's Ariel.
Ariel. Okay.
I know her real name, okay? So
Ariel.
Yeah.
you already
Apparently
met
I don't.
Ariel on our YouTube and our TikTok when we did the video. Our assistant joined the band where she sang I'm Enough. So if you didn't meet her on there, then go watch those. But then you'll really, get more intro, and she does like a Q&A on there and stuff. So we are pulling her in today to talk about the music video.
She was heavily involved in the making of.
So she was really in the behind the scenes, like production planning and foraging with Amy.
Forage.
Her and Amy have to do a lot of foraging.
Kathy.
Oh, and Lauren did a lot of foraging for this one too.
We
I will say
foraged
she was hands
for
on.
our lives.
I didn't do
Oh
anything.
yes, I did.
Well, Lauren usually does a lot of foraging too, but
So-
mainly she sends me to do her bidding.
Okay, so guys, let's get into it. We'll tell you guys the inspiration, and then we're gonna explain. We're gonna explain like the vision, and then we're gonna explain the behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so we sat down. When was this? Last year, 2021.
In like
May,
April or May?
June? I don't know. Yeah, it was
had
warmer.
to be April because Lisa.
Wait,
At least
April
that
is
is
when she
May.
showed us the song.
So it must have been
Yeah.
May. It was May. It was May, and we were like, we need some ideas, and we just like had a big brainstorming session, and then we talked about like what the song means to us and how we wanted to capture the stuff we just talked about, that emotion in the video. And then we talked about like a different, we knew we couldn't do any group shots because we were going to be losing Lisa at some point, and we lost her even sooner than we thought. So we just didn't know. You never know.
Because she was pregnant and she was going to give birth.
My body shut down a month before I gave birth.
Losing Lisa.
Yeah, my body shut down a month before I gave birth. I could not work.
You never know with pregnancy, like there's so many like what's the word? Unexpected things that can happen. And then Kath had a twin pregnancy, so that was even more like, oh my gosh, is she like had a higher chance of like going into labor like way earlier, all this different stuff. So we were like, okay, we do not have good odds at all of having a group shot at any point in time during this because Lisa's going to be out soon, and then Kath's going to be out
like
probably
when she would get back,
when
I would
Lisa
be
gets back.
leaving.
And then Kath will be
Gone.
recovering from a twin birth, so that's not going to be like she's rushing back to film, you know? So
She was not
we
rushing
made,
back to film.
so we were like, okay, we're probably not going to do any more group stuff till the end of the year, which ended up being accurate. So I knew like we don't want to wait till the end of the year to film this video. Like we want to get this together because we were originally planning on releasing it at the end of the year, actually, like November, October or something.
Yeah.
We ended up pushing it because it was for the good of the video and everything, and that ended up being a very good decision.
Very good decision.
We put way more stuff together after that, so I'm glad we did that. So we knew it had to be individual only. So we're like, we each need 5 different individual settings, and they need to each like get the emotion across somehow. And I'll say some of them my memory is hazy, so fill in the blanks. So I think the first one we talked about a lot was Kath's for some reason.
Yeah,
In my head,
like,
at least. It doesn't
living
matter what was
room.
first. So we talked about Kath's, and we knew that it was going to be like a dining room kind of setting. And what is the like symbolism of Kath's?
Well, I can start it and you guys can just riff. So I know, at least when I was part of this discussion, we were talking about like an element of, I feel like this morphed, but it's, like it started as like, I don't know whose idea this was. I know I kind of had a lot in this beginning stages, but it was like scenes that like something is very wrong in the picture. And you're like, why is this person doing that? And this kind of applies to all of our scenes in different ways. But for mine specifically, it was like pouring the milk. We can say what it is.
We don't have to go into all the details. We wanted like the overall vibe, basically.
Yeah, it was just like
the vision.
she's eating dinner, but like something is very wrong. Something's missing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
just
like she has all this food set, but she's the only one there. I think yours is trying to capture like there's supposed to be people here and there's not, and there's kind of this denial. Like you set the whole table for these people that aren't
Yeah.
there.
you.
I didn't know that.
Kath's entire one was denial.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a really strong denial vibe for hers, and it's supposed to be like things are going wrong around her in the setting of her living room, her dining room, and whatnot.
And she's
but
not paying attention to it.
She's kind of just
She's
ignoring
like
it.
disassociated.
And she got dressed all nice for her dinner, and she like plops everything down the plate, and she's having her dinner.
But
and
something is
it's
eerily
so
wrong.
And she's just like, nothing's wrong here.
You know what
Yeah.
else is a fun fact about my scene is I was
Very
7
pregnant?
months
7
pregnant
months
with
pregnant.
twins. And we were like, let's like try not to show it. So I wore this like loose dress, and we had the table. It like came up right over the belt.
Well, I
so
said
like,
Kath has to be sitting because it's going to be like an hour or two of shooting, and she cannot be standing that long. Your feet just get so tired in the end of pregnancy, especially when you have twins.
Yeah.
It's just exhausting being on your feet. So we're like, she has to be sitting, and it'll help kind of like cover the bump.
So you can't see the bump. It was funny.
Yeah, and we took some dead plants from Christina, put them in the
I
background.
had some dead
Yeah, there's a
plants
lot
upstairs.
of subtle symbolism of like
which we'll get
things
to
going
those later.
wrong.
We're gonna get to all the
okay,
details
okay,
later.
okay.
So that was the symbolism and the vibe of that one. Okay, so Lisa's.
Also needed to be sitting.
Yes.
Yeah, we planned hers for when she was pregnant, actually.
But then I gave birth.
Yeah, so we had to push it.
So we planned her to be in a car. The main thing was a car and a fire.
It was still nice to be sitting. I was
We're
very
like,
tired.
We want a fire to be going on behind her, which, typically is a dangerous situation, but she's not leaving the car.
She's just sitting there.
And she's just sitting there while this fire is raging behind her.
Literally
Like,
raging.
why is she sitting there? So we wanted to be that. It's similar to Cass with the denial thing, but it's a bit of a different vibe. But the same kind of idea.
It's almost like the learned helplessness thing of like, you could
Stuck.
leave, you could get away from the fire, but you're just
Yeah.
choosing to stay there.
I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Amy's was the shower.
Yeah.
Hers
So
was
disturbing.
like the deep pain and depression.
Yeah, because she's in the shower, like with all of her clothes on, with her makeup done, like, and
a
there's like a
cake.
cake and like there's balloons. I don't know if we saw that in the actual
I think
video,
you
but
can.
it's like kind of like a party.
Yeah.
She had very party
Hers
makeup,
things
I
are
will
not
say.
together.
Yeah.
It's not like she's got it all put together. It's like this is kind of a mess, chaotic.
Yeah,
It's more
we put
chaotic.
weird yeah.
But it's like she's still trying to like have fun, but she like is not.
It's like the aftermath of you trying to have fun when
Yes,
you're
Amy's,
broken.
Amy's really was the aftermath. It's definitely the chaotic vibe of it. Like Kath's was, well, theirs were a little more confusing because they were more put together. Amy's, it's just like no element of this is really put together or like calm, and it's the aftermath of when it just hits you kind of later on when you're like by yourself, alone in the shower with your clothes on, Amy, and you're just sitting there and you're just like, I am absolutely miserable. This is killing me. I'm just gonna sit here and like soak in
Yeah.
my depression because she's not doing anything to change it. She's just sitting there in the shower. She's not like, let me get out of here. It's just like, this sucks. And then yours, Lauren,
Mine was like running away from everything.
was like trying to escape.
Yeah, like and a big thing with mine that I hope people notice is like it starts with me at like the gravestone, and then I'm running the whole video, like trying to like outrun the situation, outrun the pain, and then at the very end I end up right back at the gravestone, but it's in a different place now.
Iconic.
I didn't even follow
I
her.
can't get away
Yes.
from it.
Incredible.
That's the whole thing is she runs away and you think she's so far away and it's like no matter how hard you're like you're trying so hard to get out of this thing, but it's like it's
It
right
follows
back.
you.
Get away.
Yeah, it
It's
follows
right
you.
back in front of you when you tried so hard to run away. So that's a different element. We really want different elements. And then mine, okay, first of all, I like water because it's like emotional. That's like symbolize that in dreams or whatever. I actually have a
Yeah.
lot of water related dreams when I'm in like turmoil and whatnot. And for mine, it's like I'm just standing on the edge, standing on the edge, standing on the edge. And then it's kind of like a surrendering kind of fall. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's not like a
absolutely.
jump type of thing. It's just like, it's like falling on the knife.
Well, are
basically.
you wearing
Yeah.
a nice dress in yours too?
Yes.
Because that was another thing. It was like it goes back to the situation of like you're jumping in a pool wearing like a really nice like outfit. It's like it kind of makes you uncomfortable. Like, why is this person doing this? It's like the opposite of what you would think.
That's another point is we wanted the whole thing to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We wanted
Like
there to
weird,
be
like
Make you a little
discomfort
squeamish.
in every single person's thing. So we specifically said, let me finish mine, then I'll go to the discomfort thing. So for mine, then I get into the water and then I'm just kind of, it's not like I'm really like fighting it necessarily. I'm like sinking into, it's like the pain. It really is falling onto the knife really, but it's the water. And then I'm just kind of in the water going down and then I actually come up. Doesn't really signify much. It's just like taking a breath, but then I'm still there. So that's another part
the
of
water
it. So
scene is so cool.
I really like how it turned out,
really cool.
which we'll get into the details of that. But so discomfort. That was one of the biggest. I think it was like pain and discomfort were the two biggest things we wanted in this video. So everyone had to show some kind of pain, of course, and then we wanted everyone to have a really big like point of discomfort in their setting. And we're like, okay, what's theirs gonna be? What's theirs gonna be? What's theirs gonna be? So we like for Kath, we chose milk being spilled everywhere.
It was really gross.
Just all over everything and all over the carpet. It's just very uncomfortable to be
which sits
see-
under us at this very moment.
to see
That's
milk
true.
just
How did you
pouring
clean that?
down.
I
took
cleaned
days.
it.
All right.
Guys, that's the details of the behind the scenes, which we're getting into. That was very uncomfortable. Lauren's is more just like the trying to outrun. I mean, running is, well, for me, not the most comfortable thing. It's just like, she's out of breath. There's discomfort. And it's like it's like the end is more, it's like uneasy. Like, oh my gosh, the grave is right back there. That's pretty uneasy. Amy's
with the cake and the
the
water,
water.
on it,
cake
like,
with the water
ugh.
is cringe. Amy's sitting
disgusting.
there
with her clothes on and just
is
like
cringe.
ugh.
And there's a
Yeah,
lot of
me
things
just
around.
sitting there is so cringe.
A lot of things that Amy's seen in like the
And, like, the
background
dye, too.
is cringe.
Yeah.
Lisa's is just the idea of just sitting there while a fire's going. It's like, wait, aren't you in danger? Shouldn't you be leaving? That's really like, leave. Hello, go.
Honestly,
go.
my wig was really
Yeah, I was
uncomfortable.
gonna say, what's that? I was wondering about the wig because I wasn't there when we added the wig. So what
No,
was
that was just because I was supposed to have a weird look.
okay.
It was
felt
just,
right.
It's kind of a, I feel like, dissociated look because
Yeah.
she's like, look at me. I'm this
She's all glamorous.
fun,
girl.
happy girl, right?
And
it's
I'm
like,
parked in a field. Like, where are you going?
it's like, I'm a fun, happy girl, and there's no fire behind me. There's no fire, but
I'm
it's
just
like,
in my convertible.
hello.
in the field.
So, and then mine, obviously, going in the pool in a dress with your clothes on, it's not really the most comfortable
Oh,
thing.
and one thing I need to touch on is your idea that we did the whole thing straight faced. We didn't want to perform
yes.
it like super emotional to capture that kind of despair and
Forgot about that.
hopelessness. Like
Ooh.
you've already felt so much pain, like there's nothing left. It's just like
Yes.
that dead inside feeling.
That is such a good point. We said we wanted the whole thing to be like blah blah blah. There's no like I don't know. Like no
Yeah.
one's doing that. It's like kills me. That doesn't happen. It's
Like
just
no
like
one's home.
I don't know how many times. So yeah, the whole time we're kind of just like dead on the inside. That's kind of what we wanted to show is that it's like a later point in this situation where you're just dead. So let's do a couple fun facts for each thing of how it happened. So Kath's with the milk and everything. Ariel was refilling the milk.
Oh my
I know it's
gosh.
not
I
that
bought
interesting,
5 gallons of milk. And all of the
disgusting.
milk was watered down.
Oh, no. To make sure
So
we had enough.
had
We're
enough.
like, how much do we need?
And
Oh
we
my
ended
gosh, I'm
up
gonna throw up.
only using 3 gallons, but we had to tilt the table.
Yeah, we
so
were like,
the
wait.
milk wouldn't just stay.
We're like, how is the milk? Okay, when we poured it, we're like, what? How is it gonna run?
because we tested it with
So
water
then-
and it didn't really go.
I'm an engineer, you know. I'm like, oh, let's prop up the bottom. And that's
Women in STEM.
yeah, you know. So we propped it up. It went down. It went over, and then it soaked the rug, which
It was
I literally have a horrible issue with milk.
yeah,
I'm
Amy
literally
had to
about to
leave the
throw up
room
just thinking
for
about
that
it.
scene.
So I was like, whenever you're filming that, I'm not going
Amy
to be
left.
there.
so she literally
I
left.
left. I went to like get us dinner or something. I was like, I cannot be around because I will vomit.
I
just
had
can't.
to hose the carpet down probably 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, and then
before she even
yeah, and
touched
we had
it.
to. We actually left it outside for a few weeks, and then
Got a
we
little
brought it
mold.
in. And,
Ew.
but I
It's
cleaned
fine
it,
now.
and it's fine now.
and then we said the dead plants were from my upstairs.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Any
it's dead plants.
other
Oh,
things from
the
that scene?
pictures with the like cuts
Rips.
in them, like the rips.
Yeah,
in
what
them.
was the idea behind that?
Well, I tried to break the glass, and then we found out it wasn't glass and it wouldn't break.
Well, I think the idea with that was like the lamp on the floor, the picture being broken. It's like clearly something bad just happened here in this
Yeah.
room, and you're still just sitting there making dinner like everything's
Oh,
fine.
okay,
yeah.
And the clock
like there
going
was a fight,
backwards
yeah.
too.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh, another fun fact is about the fire that was actually Nick.
Oh yeah, my husband was doing the fire behind Lisa, and he's just sitting there, like
He was
throwing.
behind the fire.
We took the appropriate safety measures for the fire.
That was Ariel's car that Lisa was in.
And it broke down on the way
Oh
to
my
set that day, which I didn't tell anyone because I didn't want them to freak out. But I got it in where it needed to be. So
I told you we shouldn't have used it. No,
but it
thanks.
looked
Made
good, and now my car works.
It totally
Um,
made the
I don't think of
scene.
anything else from
Okay, one
Lisa's.
thing I'll say is that I furnished the entire living room for Catherine's scene, mostly from Goodwill, and I put that together in like 2 days.
Yeah.
I made an
Really?
entire
Transformed
dining room.
the
I
whole
literally
thing.
remember going through the aisles at Goodwill, like looking for weird, like distressed, like things. Like I found this weird snow globe that was all like gross,
Yeah.
and
It's like
I
weird
was FaceTiming
vibes.
going like, "Is this weird enough?" Like,
We went to 3 Goodwills, and
We would-
Lauren's
yeah.
mission was find things that are uncomfortable.
yeah.
Wow.
What about
the
Amy's?
detail? The level of detail.
Amy's has a lot of detail around
A
the whole
lot.
setting. We weren't just putting things up for no reason. On the
Yeah.
like side shelves, if you look, there's like a
There's shoes,
handle.
a candle,
It's
A
like
broken
broken,
candle that
a
I brought from my
coffee
house.
cup.
It
Yeah.
all means something.
It's yeah.
It's trying to show like her in disarray, like kind of dissociate. Like, why is that stuff there? Why didn't you clean that up? Why didn't you move
Why
that?
are your
Why is
shoes
there
in
that
the
there?
cabinet?
Like,
Shower.
And then her, okay, so
Casual.
we were talking about what can we do. We wanted Amy's the dye to run from her sweatshirt, and I originally I wanted it to be like red, so it looked like blood. But then I was like, wait, that's a little too scary. Sounds like she's
Yeah.
like dying in the shower.
Yeah.
But it ended up looking more pink, which is what I wanted, which was good because the red I didn't realize how intense it would be.
This
until
is what
happens
after.
when I am not involved? Everything gets just gross and
Because those
creepy.
two are so
Because Lauren and I were
like
like, we
loved
should
it.
make it more.
they love those like.
There was probably a whole bottle and a half of red food coloring on
It's
your
still in the
hoodie.
bathroom.
I
There's still
saw
food
that
coloring in the
today.
bathroom.
I was like, why is
and
this
then
in here?
Amy's arms were like,
yeah, see, here's the thing.
dyed.
I have a selfie
days.
that I would love to. I'll put in here. I look like a drowned rat. I have like, I'm crying because I felt
She was
like
so
I have
mad.
no problem with the
Amy
water.
was mad
I
at
have
us.
a
So
problem with the
uncomfortable.
food coloring. That was my issue because it just was so creepy looking.
It was like, we need it. We need
And
it.
I was
it
like,
dyed your
I don't wanna be
arms?
dyed red.
Like, up to here.
For
Yeah.
how long?
Oh, I went home and showered and it came pretty much off.
Oh, good.
But I
thought
was
you meant,
pretty
like, for
red for like
weeks.
a week after on like my hands. Also, Lauren and I were supposed to have the different, like we switched scenes.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be in the shower first.
And I was supposed to be
Why
running,
did
but
we switch
Because of mine where I had to have like the car hitting me thing, Amy was like, I don't know, I can pull that
yeah,
off.
and I don't really
Why
love
don't you do that?
like, running.
really?
I'm not really graceful with
Amy's
running.
not an actor.
Mine had more acting that Amy was like, I don't know.
And I like, once again, if the
Yours
shower
works
is
for you.
warm, I'm totally fine with
And
it.
it was
It
warm.
worked.
It was good.
So Lauren's, we started filming. Did we start it later?
We started
Yeah.
at like 6.
because we did my scene and then we did
Oh my gosh, I was dead.
Lauren's scene. We were gonna do Catherine's scene before, but she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
She was sick.
So we started Lauren's, and then we had all the technical issues with like lights and things dying and blah blah. So we ended up moving it to the back of my neighborhood actually, and
Oh, yeah.
it was getting so late. I was so freaking. It took us.
It
so
took-
we literally
long.
went
I
till
think 6
midnight.
hours, yeah.
Wow.
Just
Oh my
on my
gosh.
scenes.
Just
that.
Lawrence. And so we did a lot of stuff where I was driving and the guy the guy was in the
Videographer?
wait, how is it? The guy was in the back of my car with Ariel
Me,
holding
yeah.
the light.
Yeah, I was sitting
Filming.
there holding the light, twisting it to look like street lights while
It
playing
was
the
wild.
speaker and trying to keep him steady and telling
Oh
Christina
my
to drive
God.
faster and slower.
Yeah, and
which-
I'm
Oh
just
my
chasing her car trying to keep up. I'm like,
as I'm yelling faster, faster.
I'm trying to go at
faster."
like the perfect speed. And then when we do the part where the car almost hits Lauren,
That's
then that
me.
was like your idea that you wanted no one to be in it. But then we put like a nice colored light in there.
And Amy and I were
Yeah.
sitting in the car
Yeah,
holding
we were
the light.
laying in
yeah,
it.
laying
there,
down.
the no one in the car is actually Amy and Ariel, and you were driving
drove
the
the
car.
truck.
So the person almost hitting her is Ariel.
Christina was like, "Go slow, be careful, do
Like,
not
do not
hit her." I was like, "You think I want to hit her? Do you really think I want to hit her?"
Ariel doesn't have the biggest like safety.
So Ariel and I
threshold.
were
I wouldn't hurt her. Hit her with a
For
car.
your
I wouldn't hit
own
my friend with the
personal
car.
things, though, you're always like,
Okay.
"Oh, I'll go on the car. I'll do all these things."
No, she would not hit
Okay,
her with the
Ariel
car.
was on the phone with me, right? And I'm going, okay, go. Okay, stop. And that's how we timed it. Was us on the phone, me and
Iconic.
was I just
Wow.
sitting in my car? Or did I have to drive?
I think
You
you
were
were
just standing
just
next
standing there.
to the videographer.
watching
Iconic.
it, making sure she wasn't gonna hit her. Which I didn't think Ariel was gonna do. I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
know, just
You're just doing due diligence.
Can't
And
help
also,
it.
it's like 11 p.m. We're in a neighborhood.
I
We're
was just
trying not to be
waiting
loud.
for my neighbors to be like.
And we had some viewers, but no one
we
complained.
had no complaints.
Oh, this one lady
People
came
never
out and
complain.
told me to like move a car, so I moved it. But
yeah, we didn't
yeah.
have any complaints. I was really happy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was dressed all like emo, and some of these old people came out and looked at me like, "What are
Girl.
you doing?" I was
In
like,
our neighborhood.
Oh, there were people at the house next door to the field that I was filming in watched me, and they were like pretending they weren't watching, and
such
then
a
just
thing.
standing there watching.
oh yeah, it was so
Also,
warm that day, and we were
so
like
hot.
getting like eaten
I
alive
was
by bugs.
I got
it
like
was
9
fun,
bug
though.
bites.
Okay, let's go to mine, and then we're gonna go to the merch. So for mine was the pool. I was like, for some reason, kind of nervous. I don't know why. But then once I got into the pool, I wasn't nervous. So the only interesting part to talk about really is falling in the pool.
Well,
the rest of it was
And
just
also,
like,
I was fishing giant spiders out of the pool.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Ew.
there's I
that.
would be in the pool and I
And-
would see a giant like
So
thing
I
moving.
took
I'm like,
their-
Amy, quick! So Amy stayed there the whole time with the net thing.
Yeah, we were
the whole
filming.
time.
Yeah, and I'm like fishing spiders. I'm killing bugs. Like I
They
am
were
our
all
in-house
spiders
exterminator.
left
We're
and right.
all over the patio too. Like we're standing there in the
Ew.
dark, holding these lights, and you'd look down at your feet
I'm
and
barefoot.
see a spider like this. I don't do
They were
spiders.
huge spiders.
They
it
were
was crazy.
huge.
What month was this?
October.
Yeah.
It
So
was
it was
like
cold.
just
So
warm.
were you
no, it
cold?
was just warm
It was
enough. I was like,
warm.
it'll be okay.
Oh,
So
it was the same day I did mine, right? And you
Yeah,
do it right
we
after.
Yeah.
went
Yes.
from Lisa's,
Jeez.
had someone pick up food, and went straight into
I
Christina's.
think it was me. I picked up the food.
Probably.
yes. So for mine,
My car also broke on the way home.
Oh my god.
for the falling in the pool. Obviously, you only have one chance to do the actual like fall into the pool shot when I'm dry. But then I did the falling, so he'd get the underwater shot of me coming through the water like 20 times. And then I had to figure out what to do when I got in the water, because you don't realize you have to like make it look right.
Yeah.
So I wasn't supposed to swim. I was just supposed to be kind of like
Floating.
twisting and turning in a way.
Yeah.
So I had to just keep trying different things
Yeah.
and
And-
hoping it would look good.
The videographer was in the pool
With
with
his
a
swimsuit
GoPro
and GoPro.
in a swimsuit, and he can't see what's on the screen of
Yeah.
the GoPro.
He's just
so he's just
guessing.
hoping that she's in the frame.
And
And
it
most
turned
of
out
the
really
time,
good.
She was.
He's
Those
a
are some, I think,
legend.
some of the best shots of the
That's
video.
It
incredible.
did turn out really
really
good.
cool.
Yeah, because I just feel like that has so much emotion.
It
So I
was
was like,
really
let's do it again. Let's do it
artistic.
again. Let's keep
Yeah,
doing it
it was
until we get
really
it.
cool.
And then I like the popping out. We may
Yes,
come
I
later.
love the breath.
It was supposed to be like a desperate
Oh.
breath.
I
Yeah.
love that scene.
Okay.
Oh,
so
and I also had to
think that
fish
might
the
be-
lights every 5 minutes and replace them.
The lights were like floating around.
Those like little green lights. I was literally killing spiders and doing the green light.
Yeah, and you're just standing there the whole time like,
With
please,
the
Amy, please.
freaking, and this freaking, because you know those like pool, what are they called? Like, they look kind of like, they have like the net at
filters?
the end,
Oh,
and you like fish things out of them.
pool
It
cleaner.
was probably, what, 9-10 feet long?
It was huge.
So long.
It was so funny with Amy.
And I was trying
so
not to hit
short.
everyone.
It was like half the length of it.
And I was like,
Literally.
Amy, stay vigilant.
And I
Do
was like,
not
okay.
let me get eaten by these. Like, they were huge. But I gotta move on. We gotta
And
move on
the
to the merch,
lights
guys.
kept dying too at yours, because then we had used them at Lisa's, didn't charge them, and then by the time we got to Christina's, they were dying.
It was a lot.
So that is a lot of the behind the scenes. We're gonna go to the merch and give you guys some behind the scenes of that.
Also, if you are on Patreon, the last Thursday of March this month, you will be getting behind the scenes of this music video from my perspective. I filmed almost 200 clips behind the scenes.
I can't wait to watch this.
I'm
So
excited.
I
Yeah,
can't wait
I
to
wanna
watch
Make
see it.
sure you join Patreon last Thursday of March. It will be there. I did not disappoint you guys. I'm telling you right
Iconic.
now.
I can't wait to watch it.
I'm excited.
Okay, so let's talk about our merch.
Yeah, Lisa, let's talk about our merch.
Well, okay, I'll just say that we were kind of confused on what to do with this because we felt like just saying kills me just the same is kind of aggressive.
Kind of
Like,
violent.
I don't really want to wear something that just says that.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot of different ideas like, oh, different lyrics, different, like, what can we put? And we just kind of came down to like, oh, KNJTS. And like, it's kind of cool. But then we wanted to like do more than just that. So the entire lyrics of the song are on the back.
Yeah,
like
someone
every
turn
chorus,
around. Cool. Cat's
every
turning
word
around.
of the whole song is on the
There
back.
she goes.
How
single
cool.
word.
And I would just
Incredible.
like to say
Iconic.
that I actually made these designs.
Wow.
You did?
Love
I didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah, I did.
Whoa.
I didn't realize that either, actually.
Wait, on what program?
Canva.
Icon. Wow.
Wow, you can do anything.
You really
After my
can.
failed attempt,
I love
Lauren
it.
took over.
It's pretty cool.
Because originally you said like a ship.
Oh yeah, well one of my ideas was like something about the ship that's sinking, like putting an emblem of like a ship, right? And I told her that, and she's like, "Oh, let me like make a little idea." It's
So
like,
I
okay.
drew a sailboat.
She drew this mini little
Wow.
sailboat thing, and I was like, that is not what I was thinking. What I was thinking was actually this picture that was a painting in our house of that huge ship, like
all
like
the
a pirate
sails.
ship, like in a storming
Oh my
sea. Like
God. I can't draw
that's what
that.
I was thinking, and she's like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" Like this.
Lauren's
little
like, she was like,
sailboat. I was like,
not quite.
"No, honey."
Listen, I'm not an artist. I never claimed
she
to
didn't
be.
claim to be Picasso.
She was just
That's
like
funny.
a boat, and I was like, I can draw a boat.
Oh, I think of like a cargo ship when you say that.
Yeah, I'm
But
like,
how do you
man,
make a
ship.
cargo
No,
ship
I wanted
look
like
good?
a like pirate ship, like in the storming sea.
I mean,
wanted the
iconic.
Black Pearl. Yeah.
the Black
Oh, I
Sparrow.
should say everything is linked in, not the bio, linked in the description, of course.
Yeah.
So all like we'll have like some kind of streaming. I don't know if we just do each one, whatever. I'm not taking
It'll
care
be
of the
in
links.
there.
And then the merch, and then the video. So
Yeehaw.
everything will be linked in the description if you haven't gotten the chance to check everything out. Well, that is the backstory of everything. So we should move on to Sister
That
Spotlight.
was so fun.
Thank you for joining
Where-
us, Ariel.
Well, we could just finish this one. with it.
No. And
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying.
You're saying get out.
No, I'm saying. And to close the segment. Thank you for joining us,
Thank you
Ariel.
for having me. Glad
it
my
was great.
petition worked.
It was great. You're great. Add a great dynamic.
It's a polite clap. Okay, so now we're going to move to Sister Spotlight, where a different sister each week gets the spotlight on her. We have Get Real with Christina, Sappy or Sassy Thoughts with Kath, Lisa's Corner, Amy's Current Crisis, and Lauren's Take.
Woo.
this. I was like, wait, this week.
You said that last
The
episode
sister, I was
too.
gonna say this summer.
Okay, my arm's getting
Coming this
week,
summer.
the sister is Lauren.
Lauren.
Tay. Woo. Let's
All
hear
right,
it.
let's do it.
Wow, hyped for Lauren.
All right, so this question comes from, this is from our patron, Aaron. These are all from Patreon. Aaron said, how do you get over what you were feeling when you wrote the song Pressure? Lauren has a song called Pressure. And
How do you get over that?
How do you get over that?
I've always related to that song more than I probably should.
You need to go to therapy.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's how you get over it. That's how I got
She's
over
right.
it. I'm
I'd
still
agree.
not over it, but more over it. You need therapy.
More
I'm sorry.
healed.
That's what you need.
Sorry.
We all need therapy, right?
Well, maybe.
I think we pretty much all do.
Probably.
Most
Some
people in the
people
world have
maybe not,
experienced
but-
something. But
I don't know who, but
Have
some
seen
people probably
things.
do.
I don't know that I've
Met
met
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah.
All right, next.
There might be someone out there.
Lauren's take.
Lauren's take.
Lauren's take.
All right. The next one is from Anika. Sorry if I said that wrong. What are your thoughts on and experiences of ghosting?
What are my thoughts on it?
Yes.
It's dumb. Like, no offense. It's just like I can't respect you if you can't just like say, "Hey, I don't really want to talk anymore." Like, it's not that hard. Like, someone ghosts me, it just shows me like, wow, I really dodged a bullet. I never want to be with someone that can't articulate their feelings. Like, yikes, bye.
True.
Like,
Yikes. You are very right.
Oof, good one,
that's
Lauren.
my thoughts.
Experiences of? Do you want to say anything about that, or
Well, it sucks. But
like did you have any experiences or?
Yes, I definitely experienced that, and it was really sad. And I cried for a long time until I realized that it just means you're very emotionally incompetent. And then I wasn't sad anymore.
Yikes.
Good realization.
All right. Next one's from Morgan. She said, "What is your favorite trait that you have?"
Oh. Sorry.
My favorite trait. I don't know if it's my favorite, but one thing that I do like is I'm very like focused person who like I can like get stuff done easily because I'm very focused. I don't know.
Iconic.
That's a good trait. All right, and then this one's also from Morgan. Great questions. What is the song that you've been listening to on repeat?
On repeat. It's a bold assumption that I've been listening to anything on repeat. I guess I've been listening to Cowboys Don't Cry by Oliver Tree.
What? I didn't listen to that one.
Never heard
It's
of it.
really good.
Lauren has good music taste, just saying.
Thanks.
Okay, this last one is from Anthony, and he said, I was wondering this. Do you consider yourself more millennial or Gen Z?
It's a good question.
Are you kidding?
You were wondering that?
Even though it's obvious.
Well, you should tell the viewers what year you were born.
Okay,
obvious.
this is the thing. I'm born in 98, which some people say is the cusp. And, like, I would say I'm in part of classy Gen Z.
Yeah.
I'm not the same as, like, teens right now, but I'm definitely in, like, Gen Z. I'm not
You're
millennial.
not a millennial.
I don't relate to the millennials.
Definitely not.
So, classy Gen
I
Z.
am.
Wait, what's
half
classy Gen
No
Z?
one asked you.
What is
Sorry.
that?
Oh.
It's just like the less like
Hybrid.
like I feel like Gen Z right now everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're so savage, they're so off the
Wow.
rails, and it's
Oh.
like we're like 98 kind of people. We're not that crazy, no offense.
So are millennials? Is it
Stereotypically.
because millennials are so soft? It's like in between
Maybe.
soft and
We're
savage.
snowflakes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, also, I feel like we should mention that Lauren produced this song too. I feel like we never
yeah.
said that.
Lauren made the
But
whole
Lauren
track.
did the whole track,
And Amy played guitar
I
on
played
it.
guitar on it, so that's me
It was
here.
so fun to see the whole thing come together from like the demo to the end.
And
Yeah.
the
It
gravestone.
was so freaking fun. And the gravestone?
yes.
What about it?
Errol,
Styrofoam and concrete.
And you
Errol would
made
like
it.
to point
I
out
made
that
it.
she made the gravestone.
Oh, and I took the photo for the cover art. Just saying.
You
What?
did?
She did.
Girl, I was just thinking the cover art is so good.
Girl
We
boss
went to a
extraordinaire.
field
I
and
love the
I held up
cover
this
art.
light that's like this big,
Yeah.
and she
The
got on
red
the
light.
floor and was like,
Wow, Lauren, you three have just been running around this whole
The
time.
whole
I wish I
town.
could
Tweedledee,
Tweedledum,
Tweedledum,
foraging.
Tweedledum,
Running
dipstick
around every town. Just woo.
Sheesh.
for months.
We love the good art.
There's a
We
lot of
did
foraging.
what we had to do for this nation.
And honestly, it was worth it.
It was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
truly was.
The
I'm really
detail
happy
that
how
we
it turned
put
out.
into this just really paid off. Like,
Yeah.
I think
There's
you guys
so
will be
much
really
detail.
pleased with the results.
Yeah.
Please be pleased.
I think they
You
will.
don't have to if you don't want to be, but I think you will be.
Okay. That
Thanks
is
so
the
much.
end.
That is the end.
That's, well, we definitely have more, but you know, we got time limits and such. So
Thank you
That
and good night.
is everything we could tell you right now. There's a lot more like TikToks and such about kind of
Different
about
aspects
this
of it.
and stuff. And you know, everything's linked in the description, the video, the song, the merch. And we just want to thank you guys for supporting us, especially like with this launch, because it means so much to us. It's not just like this random song that just slapped together. It like really meant
Put
a
a
lot to
lot
us,
into it.
and we put so much time and effort into it. So it was a really like fulfilling project. It was one of my top 2 favorite things I did of all of 2021 of the projects. And it just like us getting to be like creative and be artists, it really fulfills us. So it means a lot that you guys are supporting us so we can actually do that and live our passion, our dreams. So thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to us. I just dreamed of this as a teen, that I would get to do projects that I'm passionate about and music and videos and all this stuff, and I get to do it. So I'm just really happy. So thank you guys. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on Patreon for the next episode, or here on YouTube for the next episode. If you want to join Patreon, the link is in the description. There's so much great stuff on there. Double the episodes. I highly suggest you check it out at least for like a month. Well, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye. And I know I should walk away. I don't know how many times I can fall onto your knife, but if I leave you, it kills me just the same. You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.